What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another video. So today we need to talk about Social Security because today we are starting to hear more reports that Social Security is in for a change. However, we don't know exactly how. Now, I want to address why this is, what is currently going on, and how this is going to impact all retirees in the near future. So make sure you stick around and watch this entire video, and I'll explain exactly what is going on. But first, let's address the big news. The big news as of right now is who is going to win the next presidential election. We don't know. But recent polls, and when I say recent, I'm talking about there's one that was done about a week ago, another one that was done, a very small poll that was done just last night after former President Donald Trump was shot in the ear. And the poll that was done about a week ago shows former President Donald Trump winning, but the one that was done last night right after he was shot in the ear, well, that one shows him winning by a lot. It would be a landslide. Now, if former President Donald Trump wins, and let's say Republicans win the House and the Senate, they would have all the power. But here's the issue. We don't know how Republicans would handle Social Security. We know Democrats had all the power a couple years ago, and they did nothing for Social Security recipients. Well, it could happen again, but on the Republican side. Here's what lawmakers are wanting: that they will have a split Congress. It doesn't matter who the president is, but one party is going to hold the majority in the House. The other party would hold the majority in the Senate. And so they would have to compromise and come to a solution together. Well, we'll see if that happens. What we do know is that the Social Security cost of living adjustment, based off the current CPI report and all estimates, is supposed to be right about 2.7%. That will be in 2025. 2.7% would be one of the smallest cost of living adjustments we have had in years. But again, the good news is we are seeing the CPI or inflation come down a little bit, or at least the numbers show they're coming. Now, will lawmakers do anything for Social Security recipients? This is the big question that I've been getting a lot from people lately. Is we're not hearing many reports about proposals and new bills. What's coming? Well, here's what I can tell you. At this time, a new proposal on Social Security is highly unlikely. Congress is too divided at the moment, and based off the events that happened just yesterday, I don't see something getting done. I think they'll kick the can down the road once again. Now, somebody asked me this. You said we will see lawmakers and potential presidential candidates propose new ideas. Usually this happens at this time, where lawmakers and those running for a seat are going to propose what they think is a good bill, what they think is something that they could run on. Well, here's what I can tell you. At this time, both parties are content with attacking each other and not addressing the big issues. Democrats are too focused on President Biden and what he's going to do. Previously, they were focused on indicting former President Donald Trump. And as far as Republicans, well, at this time, they're turning their attention and all eyes on former President Donald Trump, especially after that near assassination that happened just yesterday. Now, where do both parties stand regarding Social Security? This is what you need to understand. This is what you need to know, because when you vote in this upcoming election, if you do, well, you want to vote for the candidate that is going to help you, right? That you think has is going to make the best country for you to live in, and for your kids and your grandkids and your great grandkids and everyone else, right? Well, here's what we know. President Biden says he will not cut benefits. That's the big news. He will not cut benefits no matter what. And he won't raise taxes on people making less than $400,000 per year. Now, according to a recent report, that plan would actually reduce the deficit from Social Security by about 50 to 60%. So still not enough. We would still see Social Security's trust fund would become insolvent by 2035. However, we wouldn't have to see much of a cut. It wouldn't be to the tune of 22%. It would likely be around, 8 to maybe 10%, according to this report. So again, we'd still see a reduction. So if you, let's say you make $1,000 a month in Social Security benefits, you would see an 8 to 10% reduction in benefits. So that's anywhere from $80 to $100 per month. Okay. So again, it's substantial, but it's not 22%. As far as former President Donald Trump, where does he stand? He said he will not cut benefits either. He will not make Social Security beneficiaries struggle just because we are running this program. He said what he would like to do, number one, and most people agree, that we have to raise the full retirement age. It can't be age 67. Maybe it's age 68, 69, but it has to go up at least a little bit, because this would make it a little bit easier to fund. The other one is, as far as former President Donald Trump, he wants to raise tariffs to bring in additional revenue, not raise taxes on our own citizens. If we raise tariffs where other countries have to pay these, well, here's the other issue, that they are going to just push the additional expense over to the products that they're selling. For instance, you raise tariffs on China, Chinese goods become a little bit more expensive. Now, if we continue to buy Chinese goods, then yes, we are paying a little bit more, which is essentially just another tax. We're just bringing it in from a different area. The one thing I can tell you though regarding that is, if we just buy local, then no, we're not paying anything extra as far as the tax. Now, what about new proposals coming out? Do we have anything? Well, neither party has given a clear proposal as to how they would prevent Social Security from becoming insolvent. They've given different ideas, bits and pieces here and there, but nothing that is going to kind of alleviate the pain in the next 10 years. When President Biden was asked how he would prevent an insolvency, he told Jake Tapper, and I quote, "I would make the very wealthy begin to pay their fair share." So that's what he wants. According to Social Security experts, the longer we continue to promise full Social Security benefits without paying for them, says the more difficult an eventual reform bill will be to achieve. And I've been saying this for some time, and I understand it, lawmakers want to keep pushing off because they don't want to be the ones to make all the changes. It needs to be a bipartisan bill. But a bipartisan bill, again, would push some of the responsibility if it fails. Or if it works, well, that's why it needs to be bipartisan, because if it fails, lawmakers don't know for sure if their proposals would work absolutely, not 100%. So because of that, they don't want to be the ones making the changes just to see it fails, and then they are the ones held accountable. As of right now, both parties have ideas as to how to pay for Social Security, but none of their individual ideas will make up the entire deficit. As a result, there will be a lot of concessions made in order to achieve something great. That's what one lawmaker had to say. Here's what I can tell you. Retirees and future retirees are going to be impacted. Now, how could retirees be impacted today? Well, according to a few reports, there is no way we can achieve and prevent insolvency without raising the Social Security full retirement age, without some form of a reduction in benefits. Okay? And I know both parties don't want to cut benefits, but according to these reports, there's no way we can achieve that unless, here's the big one, we bring in more tax revenue. One of the ways we can do that, which Republicans are definitely against, Democrats seem all for it, are to bring more people into the United States, allow them to work, and we tax them. That's what they're talking about. So we're going to see what happens moving forward. The one thing I can tell you is Social Security at this time is in for a massive change. We just don't know how soon we're going to see it and how massive this change is going to be. So as we get more information on this, I promise I will bring you all the latest news and updates. But as of today, that is what we know. So again, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing. I'll see you guys on the next one.